Hey guys, it's Ben with Haven Realty. Today I'm going over something that's not really real estate related. I mean, it kind of is. It's in my con videos, and that's hurricanes. And I'm going over that today because we have one on the way right now. Let me show you here. I got it on the iPad. Idalia is coming at us. So we have, there we go, a hurricane coming. It's right now a tropical storm. I'm checking this out here, and it's looking like in the next 48 hours, the eye is going to be right off the coast of Tampa here. There we go. It's coming. So I have a little video I took last night because we kind of saw this coming yesterday, Sunday. Today's Monday. Going to start seeing some winds tomorrow, Tuesday, and should be Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. The storm will be passing us. So I'm going to go over what we do to be ready when we see this coming. And this is why I prefer hurricanes over earthquakes or fires or tornadoes, because we've had a couple days to get ready. So there's time to get ready after work or before work or on your day off, because this is coming from, right, I think right here it was like 80 miles south of Cuba still. So it's still hundreds of miles away. So we have plenty of time. But let me get into that screen capture I took last night, kind of go over this, and I'll also jump into a new screen share here in just a minute and show you what's going on, what we do to make considerations for, if it's coming at us, what we need to do, if we need to board up windows, how ready we need to be. So let's jump right into it.
All right, guys. Well, the screen capture, because of how I did it on the phone, it would have been vertical instead of horizontal, would have been junky. You wouldn't be able to see it. So I have this pulled up on my phone. This is my particular website that I like to go to, Spaghetti Models. It's Mike's weather page on Facebook. You can follow him there too. So none of this is official. I just like this because it pulls from tropicaltidbits.com, I think it is. It kind of aggregates from a whole bunch of different websites, and it puts everything right here. So we can see, Franklin, let's scroll down here, isn't really a threat to us. You can see, so Franklin's on here. If that was going to come our way, we could see it. You can see here the winds. So that was Franklin there that is running out past Bermuda right now. And then here, Adelia coming up. So we'll go back to what's going. But that's why I like this, because, if you're without power and you're trying to get one website up, this one will load everything, because that's what we've had to do in the past with, you lose power, internet's kind of spotty. This is a good one to try and get loaded because it has all the information on here. Like I said, Mike is not a meteorologist, but this website pulls everything together very nicely. So you can see here, 10 a.m. on Monday, it's currently 11:30. We saw this, it's been sitting down here, it's moving north. I can't highlight that. North at 8 miles an hour, maximum sustained winds are currently 65. It's going to turn into a major hurricane, which means winds over 110 up here somewhere in the Panhandle, and we are located right here. So we're going to be a little bit southeast of where the eye is going to come through, probably. But this can kind of change. This goes out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then to Friday. So it's just something that we kind of keep an eye on, because this storm in particular, because the Gulf's like 90 something degrees, are keeping an eye on it, because you can see how quickly it is just blowing up. Here's the western edge of Cuba. Here's the Keys. So it's still a ways down and just barely moving north. So, and we've got time to get ready. We've got time to secure our property, make sure, if we need to board windows, if we feel that that's necessary, and we can run to the store, get a little bit of extra food, because if it's 2 days of a bunch of rain, we typically go to the store every other day to get food. So it just depends on you. If you shop for the week, you don't really need to do anything. If you meal prep or anything like that, you have everything ready. Not a big deal. And this one here is only projected to go, where'd that go? Intensity guidance here, Cat 2 to a Cat 3. Cat 3 is where we really kind of start to get serious about what we're going to do, maybe board up a house. But it really just depends on how far away it is. If that's coming through, let me see if I can find a good, so we're looking here. If the eye is over here more towards the Panhandle, it's 100 miles offshore. We'll get some of the outside feeder bands, but it won't be that terrible. So it's just something that you have to prepare for. This isn't like a tornado that just pops up, blows everything down, and goes away. That's, we do have to worry about that, but we know, all right, you got to be ready for this. So we bring in, the potted plants, anything that could turn into a missile and 100-mile-an-hour winds. We bring in stuff like that, patio furniture. You just have to bring that stuff in and be ready. So, I call this a con, and it is a con of living here because you do get hurricanes. This is a serious storm. They are projecting rainfall. I think, let's go back here and look. I think this is it here. No, that is tropical storm. So this is showing when we might see tropical storm force winds. And, we're kind of here between Tampa Bay and Cape Canaveral, kind of goes right through there. We're right here in the middle, 30 to 40% chance. Looking for rainfall. Let's see, that's rainfall potential. You can see here we're kind of right here at the 2 to 4 to 4 to 6 inch. We're more in that 4 to 6 inch, so we might get some good rain. So, that's just something they'll probably have sandbags out. If you want to sandbag the garage, front door, if you're in a low-lying area, check your flood zone. If you're in a flood zone, you know what to do. I mean, this is something that we're just ready for. This isn't, an earthquake that's you can't be prepared for. You can be prepared for this. It's not, it is a big deal. It can cause huge damage, but to be safe, hey, if we need to get out of here, we have time to go. If it's looking like it's going to get real bad, it's going to be a drive to get out of this one because of how it's going up. You can go farther over to the East Coast, maybe down Southwest Florida, or Southeast Florida, it's going to be safer. You just kind of have to keep an eye on this. There's, here's the warnings. We already have a hurricane warning here, Panhandle down into Tampa Bay. It's, we're just being ready for it. So that's all you can do for one of these things, because this one's just going to be real wide. It's just getting real big. But you see here, the spaghettymodels.com website is, it's got all this stuff he's pulling from windy.com, where you can see low pressure. Here's both of them, and we're just sitting in between both of them. So there's nothing that you can really do. So I'm not really sure what this video is going to turn into. I might post this part, and then I might post part 2 of us going through it, so you can see what it's like to go through a hurricane, because we are going to have some sort of winds and storm coming tomorrow. It's Monday, 11:36. It looks like here you can see earliest possible arrival of tropical storm force winds. We're between Tuesday at 8 and Tuesday at 9. So probably tomorrow about right now is when it's going to start getting gusty, and Adelia is going to just bring itself on up here, and we're going to see some winds and some rain. There's nothing you can do about it. Something else that you need to be aware of is the cone. It says right here, it contains a probable path of the storm center, but not so the size of the storm. So, you see this, and you're like, oh yeah, we're outside of this white cone, but that white cone is just where the center of it would be. And in this storm, you have to look at the radar and see how big this thing is getting. And that's what we just have to watch, because it's going to get bigger and bigger. And, if this eye goes on the southeast side of this cone, and it skirts right down here, we're going to have worse weather than if it was coming up here into the Panhandle. So that's all you can do, is just be prepared, don't freak out, and be ready for this, because it happens. The good thing about where we are is we're not going to get the storm surge, because that is going to be blowing wind. It's going counterclockwise, so those winds are going to be blowing directly into Tampa Bay and inshore up here through Crystal River, Steenhatchee, all this area up here. And that's what's going to happen. There's nothing that we can do but be ready, because it's coming, and that's one of the cons of living here. You got to be ready. So bookmark Mike's weather page, spaghettymodels.com. You can find him on Facebook. He goes live every morning at 9 something. And again, this guy is not a meteorologist. He's just reading, kind of doing the same thing. I feel like Mike right now, going through and giving you my input as a lifelong Floridian, being here through all these hurricanes and dealing with, cleaning trees, power lines down, no power for days. That's what happens. So we have to watch this. An app that we use on our phones is called My Radar. I would recommend downloading it. Sorry, it's picking up the ring light. Let me Move that over here so you can see. Still picking up the ring light. Let me just put that all the way around. So you can see blue dot is us, and on my radar app, you can see where it's going. So that's a helpful app that will, work. So you just have to load that app, see what's going on, and be ready for a hurricane. So um, that's that. You have to deal with it. It's a Takano living here. I do have a blog post on the website. When we went through Irma, it was 8 days without power. Lakeland Electric just couldn't get us fixed. So here on the website, another link I have is the National Hurricane Center, nhc.noaa.gov. This is where you can come in, and this is the stuff that we were looking at on Mike's weather page. So he has it all here. That's why I like that. But if you want to go to the National Association of Atmospheric Administration, the NOAA website has all that. That's where he pulls all this from there and puts it here. Makes it easy to find. But on the website, I do have some stuff like this. I'm charging right now my portable power pack. This is like 4 phone recharges. Charges the iPad. It has a little flashlight on it. So, just a little flashlight. We have flashlights. Just stuff that you have to be ready with. Charge the iPad. Download some Netflix stuff if you lose power. This will recharge stuff, get stuff going. A little solar charger. They have these with solar panels on them. You can put it outside next day when the power's still out and you're cleaning up, raking the yard, getting leaves. This will recharge in the sun. Inverter. Everybody has tools. The 18 volt thing. This plugs right on top of the drill or the leaf blower battery, and it can power a computer, stuff like that. Good to have. Weather radio is another good idea to have. The Ryobi, going back to that because that's what I have to sell at Home Depot. Just a light for when the power's out, but you don't want to run the generator because you don't want to run the generator all the time. I do also recommend, if you're going to do one thing for a hurricane, get a generator and get a transfer switch, because this, they sell it. You don't have to get it on Amazon. Call an electrician, because unless you know what you're doing, you can kill yourself messing around doing this with your main panel. But this allows you to connect like your kitchen circuit, your water heater. If you have a big enough generator, you can do your air conditioner, or so I would put like the bedroom, the bathrooms, the kitchen, in a living room, so you can run the ceiling fans, you can have the lights, you can have, run the air conditioner, not the air conditioner, you can run keep your refrigerator, your freezers, and stuff like that going. So this, you have a lockout switch on your main panel, and then this feeds into your, you hook your generator into this inlet box here, and this can run some of the circuits in your house. So it won't run your whole house, and it doesn't, I don't do this around the clock, but this is a good thing to have, because then you can plug in the fans. You can, have your ceiling fans running and your lights, because that was what bugged me the most after 8 days of not having power after Irma. Is I just went to flip a switch and it didn't turn on. It was just so frustrating. The first couple of days, like you're camping. I would also get portable air conditioner if you don't have a generator that's large enough to run your regular AC, because the regular AC takes a tremendous amount of power, uses a tremendous amount of fuel in the generator. So something like this, where you can throw the exhaust vent out of the window, cool your bedroom for sleeping at night. That would be my first things to do, is a generator, an inlet switch with a transfer panel, and some sort of portable air conditioner unit to keep the room cool. So I'll post a link to this on the description down below. Like I said, I've gone through this my whole life. This is on the website, so some good ideas of stuff to have. Gas cans, extra oil for the generator, because you're supposed to change the oil in the generator every 20 hours or something. I forget what it is. Read your operator's manual on the generator. Hand crank can opener, so if you do have canned goods, you can open the generator. The other thing, paper plates and plastic forks and knives, because you don't want to do a bunch of dishes. Aluminum pans for cooking, cook on the grill, propane bottles or charcoal for grill and meal outside. Keep the heat out of the house. Do it outside if you can. Camp stove, another good idea. If you're a camper, I wouldn't say buy all this stuff just to have for hurricane preparedness, unless you just like to be super prepared. But if you camp, you probably have all this stuff. It's just like camping, because you just don't have power and have to deal with that. So this is kind of my little list of stuff that I would keep around, make sure that we have. With the generator, you can have frozen stuff, run the generator to keep the freezer and refrigerator cold. So it's not a huge deal to go out and buy a whole bunch of canned food if you don't, go through canned food. If you're just doing it, you're scared and buying stuff because everybody else is, I don't really think you need to do that. So anyway, this is getting way, way longer than I wanted it to. So I'm going to bring this back up here. If you have questions, reach out, 863-333-5053. I've been through all the hurricanes. The one year, I think it was 2003, we went 3 of them back to back to back, all crossover, Charlie, Gene, and somebody else. I forget what it was. That was 20 years ago. We've done this our whole lives. So, I've lived here forever. If you have questions on anything, if you want me to expand on anything, I went in this video, like I said, it's way longer than I meant for it to be. And so I'll post this video, and then I'll post another video later this week of what is, going on. I'll get some video of us at our place with whatever happens going on. I'll film it just like I'm filming all my other videos. I got the tripod back here. I'll take it with the stabilizer, have some GoPros, and I'll share with you what we're going through so you can get a firsthand experience by watching videos of what we do during a storm. Sorry about the quality of this one. I'm doing on my webcam. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe, because we will do a video every Friday. This one's probably going to be before that because we have something weird going on, and I'll try and get a real estate related video out this week. Don't want to get too far off, but this is just how to be prepared for hurricane. It is a con. It is happening down here. It does happen. We've had a couple good years where we didn't have anything real bad that really affected us directly here in Polk County. This one looks like it's going to affect us directly. So stay tuned, subscribe. You can hit the bell button to get notified when the next video comes out. We'd love to have you around. Love comments. Give me feedback on what you think about the video, and we will see you on Friday.